Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. On today's episode of me talking about stuff and things, I'm going to list off a number of survivalists I think should be on the show Dancing with the Stars. The inspiration for this is the show Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which is available on Hulu, and two of the secret Mormon wives were on Dancing with the Stars, and I think they should have gone further. But I decided, what if one of the survivalists from Naked and Afraid was on there? I think that'd be a very interesting choice. Before I continue, please check out the links in the description below. I have some surveys and you can share those links because you can only vote once with a Google sign-in. And please check out the referral links if you want to take surveys and make money. But onto the video. I think Andrew Shayde should be on Dancing with the Stars because he is no stranger to reality TV. He has charisma for days. He used to be a cheerleader, and I'm sure he may say, oh, I haven't done cheerleading in a while, da-da-da-da-da. But I'm sure once he starts taking on the practices and doing all that, he'll kind of get into the groove of it. He has charisma for days, and he's also been on other reality TV shows like The Amazing Race and Buddy Games, so I think that he would be a wonderful choice. Next up is Alford. She has taken her status of being a celebrity and she does a lot of charitable work with it, and she is a very likable individual, so I think that she would be a great choice, and I think she would be very endearing to the audience and get a lot of votes. And next up is Elise, who is a model. She looks like Linda Evangelista. She could walk out there in a garbage bag and they go, Elise, your smile is beautiful. And I think that dancing probably would not be a problem for her. So I think that she would do really well in the competition and have a lot of fans. Next up is Forrest Galante, who we haven't seen on Naked and Afraid in a while, but he's gone on to do amazing things on Animal Planet and has done a lot of animal conservation, and he does a lot of animal education and all that good stuff. And so he's also no stranger to reality TV, and I think he has a likable personality and he knows how reality shows work, so I think he would do a really good job. Next up is Gabrielle, who does good at everything she tries out, and I think she would also be very likable and the audience would like her as well. She started out as a fan and became a legendary survivalist, and she's very hardworking, so I think that she would be able to get the dance moves down and do really well. Next up is, of course, Jake Nodar, who has charisma for days. I think Andrew and Jake being on there would be really interesting just because of their charisma and unique personalities. And we've seen Jake do all the high kicks and all the dance moves. So I think he would pick up the dance moves really easily. The audience would love him. And he's also no stranger to reality TV. Next up is Janice, who I think would do a wonderful job. She has a very endearing personality. She is amazing and talented, and she works in the medical field, so I'm sure this probably wouldn't be that hard for her, after all the studying for medical reasons. I think, this could be another challenge for her, but I think she'd do really well. Next up is Johnny Yates, who I think also has a big personality. He is very likable. He is very nice. The fans enjoy his presence on the television screen, and I think that he would do well, and the audience would just think he's amazing and vote for him to continue in the competition. And I don't know about his dancing, but I don't really know about a lot of the survivalist background in dancing. I'm sure there's a dancer out there who is like, what about me? And I'm like, I don't remember, I'm sorry. Next up is Julia Balinsky, who she was on a Survival Mr. Beast video and she did really well. So I think this could be another challenge for her that she would rise to the challenge of. She caught an iguana with her bare hands on her 21-day challenge, and I think she would do a really good job. And next we have Kayla Hobart, who I think was the breakout star of XL Season 10. She was by herself for a long period of time. She is very athletic, and I think a lot of people would root for her in the competition, and I think she would do really well. Next up is Matt Wright, who is probably one of the most popular survivalists of Naked and Afraid, and I think people would find him really charming and really cool and would want to vote for him to continue in the competition. I don't know how good he is at dancing, but I think he'd do pretty decently. He's a very strong individual and he's a very smart individual, so I think he would figure some things out. Next up is Max, who is a professional snowboarder. He's very strong. I think that he would do really well in a dancing competition, and he also has the charisma and determination to make it pretty far, so I think he would also be a great choice. And snowboarding isn't easy, so I think he has the athletic capabilities to do really well. Next up is Riley, who people call Louisiana Kendrick, so I think that would be a good stepping stone to being like, oh, look, this individual is not only a legend in Naked and Afraid, she also kind of looks like Anna Kendrick. And so maybe hopefully not being like, oh, Anna Kendrick was able to do this, so you should be able to do this, but hopefully she will be able to rise to the occasion. I think she could, and I think she has charisma and charm. And next up is Steve Hansen, who also is no stranger to the acting world. He has acted in several commercials, movies, short films, and whatnot. He was very likable in his episode of Naked and Afraid, and he also does a lot of charitable work in the reality show world where he hangs out with a lot of reality stars. So maybe he can get some tips on how to do well on Dancing with the Stars. And I think he'd do a good job and he'd have charisma and have that likability. But that is my list of those who I think should be on Dancing with the Stars. I don't know if that would ever happen, if they would bring on the Survivalists, but I think Jake might have the biggest leg up on everyone because he can do high kicks and splits and stuff like that. And he has a lot of charisma, as does Andrew. And so I think that he would be the top choice. But I think it'd be really cool to maybe see some of the Survivalists on other reality shows and see how they do. And I know Andrew really wants to be on Survivor. So, this could be a stepping stone to that, but we shall see. Thank you all so much for listening. Please like, comment nice things, and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.